Fortnite is returning to Chapter 1 in a matter of weeks, bringing back classic weapons, POIs, and the build-up has already begun at Frenzy Fields. It was secretly updated on Tuesday with a huge teaser, objects from OG Fortnite. Whether it's a Drifter Burger, Tomato Head, or the Dusty Diner sign, these are all core memories from Chapter 1, and that is not all. This also means the time machine has moved, telling us exactly where it came from, July 12th, 2018. The running theory is that Dr. Sloan, Agent Jones, and the heist crew have stolen the device and are analyzing it as we speak. If the date on the machine wasn't enough, Fortnite themselves secretly changed their Twitter location to July. And if you're wondering what's so important about that date, well, it was the official launch of Season 5. Yeah, it looks like they took some inspiration from Donald Mustard's old way of teasing things. So how do we get from a couple of mascots to the whole map becoming Chapter 1? Turns out this is just Stage 2 of the build-up. Next week, Frenzy Fields will be updated again, with the time machine disappearing for good. It looks like Sloan's gonna spend some time figuring out how to use it, and all of this is leading to a grand return next season with an insane amount of content. Let's break it down. They're trying to bring the nostalgia in the best way possible. Even the guns are gonna have old models. Hopefully it replicates the magic of those early days, and Chapter 4's graphics, they'll ruin it. So let's find out, because we already have our first confirmed weapons that are returning after all of these years. One is the pump shotgun. We have waited forever to see it in the game, and whenever Epic brings this back, they always kinda change it somehow. Finally, it's returning to its former glory with the old model and everything. It'll be joined by the original tag. We've wanted this for even longer. These two weapons were crucial to the fun of Chapter 1, and I cannot wait to use them again. So you might be asking, how will next season work? We're getting all this OG stuff back, but apparently it'll be quote-unquote fast-paced. It sounds confusing, but it's actually the most exciting part. With the time machine breaking down, things will get faster, meaning we'll cycle through a new time period every single week. All the way from day 1 of Battle Royale to Season 5, and this is all happening in the span of 1 month. If you still aren't hyped, Epic is seriously banking on the nostalgia. Soon at Mega City, they'll even go as far as putting this billboard on a skyscraper. No, it's not a Windows wallpaper, this is the infamous blue sky from Chapter 1, and it'll even play classic music. It's not the only way they're advertising the season. Ninja recently revealed on his podcast that he's worked with Epic on an upcoming commercial. But who's the first person you think of when you hear about Chapter 1 streamers? Yeah, Ninja. Sounds like he might feature in the trailer or an ad for the next season, and it could work perfectly. So if you're wondering, it runs from November to December 3rd, and in that time we're gonna get weekly quests along with a special battle bus. Fortnite hasn't really changed the bus too much other than holiday events, so I'm curious to know what's so special about this. You'll be glad to hear though that we already have our first confirmed skins of Season 5. Heartbreak Ranger is an insane remix of a classic skin, bringing flame and magma to the shop at a time where people are constantly theorizing about a volcano. Okay, it's probably just a coincidence, but there is a genuine teaser in here, and you'll only piece it together if you check out the other confirmed outfit. Draco Dueler. It's just a code name for now, but this is the crew pack for November 2023. He's a remix of Hybrid from Chapter 1 and includes a ton of legacy styles. It's a new feature which is going to be on every crew skin from now on. Now these outfits are incredibly important as they give us a clue to next season's theme and the battle pass. No one's paying attention to what the pass could include, but it's becoming more likely that it'll be remix versions of skins from Chapter 1. In fact, there are multiple outfits from surveys that could be included, like this refined Ultimate Knight or an incredible version of Bright Bomber. Personally, I want to see No Pixel Jonesy come to the game. This guy was a total meme when he got leaked, and there is no better time than next season to do it. That's not even the coolest reskins we can see. Raptor's getting a modern design, Lux is better than ever, and Dark Vanguard is a mashup of time and space. If these drop next season, it'll make perfect sense because the map is also getting remixed. The question that's been on everyone's mind since the news came out is, what's happening with the map? Are they completely scrapping Chapter 4's island, only to replace it again in December? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple. It's gonna be like any other season, where Epic updates the current map with new POIs, except this time, the Chapter 4 island is gonna clash with the old one, merging them both into a single battleground. It's not just gonna be a handful of POIs, according to leakers, it'll be huge chunks of OG Fortnite. So what locations could we expect? Of course, your usual suspects are Tilted, Pleasant Park, Retail Row, obviously those are gonna be here. But after returning constantly over the years, most of us want fresh POIs that we haven't landed at since 2018. Personally, I would love to see the return of Paradise Palms. It was a very important location in the original Season 5, being the birthplace of Kevin the Cube, spawning the Diplodoculus meme, and Westworld. Some other underrated drop spots back in the day were the prison, motel, and the soccer stadium. I mean, these are all pretty tiny locations, so they could easily fit onto next season's map, especially when the motel was featured so prominently in Chapter 1's old trailers and loading screens. Also, I gotta say, Haunted Hills and JUNCTION Junction were super underrated. I don't know about you, but I need to land at these one more time before we start a new chapter. If they don't appear, we'll have to play them in creative or something, but even that is in danger with Season 5. Fortnite recently announced that all creative maps must be rated by the AIRC in November. So when they go publish an island, they'll have to fill in a little questionnaire and get an ESRB rating. This means that some maps will be locked off if you're under a certain age, unless parental controls allow it. Okay, it's just creative though, right? Well, even your favorite skins might be in trouble. Fortnite has created an age rating tag for cosmetics, so if you have a teen-rated outfit and play an E for Everyone creative map, it won't be usable. It sounds insane, right? But it's probably to make room for more friendly collabs like LEGO. We've seen Fall Guys get way better crossovers than Fortnite despite Epic owning both games, and it's probably because SpongeBob or Mario, they don't want to be seen holding guns, okay? Maybe with this rating system though, it'll pave the way for future crossovers in Season 5. Speaking of guns, there's plenty we can expect to see in the coming weeks. It's been a long time since any of us has held the guided missile launcher in our hands. I'm sure this was a pretty controversial weapon in the past, but enough years have gone by, we simply miss using it now. This has been updated constantly since 2018, people are always speculating that it'll return, but we're still waiting. Maybe now it is finally time. And of course I can't ignore Fortnite's longest running gag. The Zapatron has basically been teased every chapter, whether it's floating in the ocean or hiding in imposters mode. At this point we can't tell if Epic just loved to prank us. I'm starting to think the Zapatron was never even real, it's been that long. But is the rarest weapon in Fortnite history finally coming back? Next season is the ultimate test. If we don't get it in November, I don't think we'll ever see it again. I hope it returns with some fan favorites like the hunting rifle, which was incredible for trick shots, or the hand cannon that ripped through builds. So many memories were created with these things, they gotta bring them back. Now it's not just weapons or skins that Season 5 could bless us with. Since 2018, Fortnite has constantly tried to cash in on our nostalgia by bringing back OG items like boogie bombs, quad crashers, even balloons. But in doing so, they kind of ruined them with balance changes. Now that Epic doesn't have to worry about making items feel new, they could bring back classics like bouncers. Or if we're going really back in time, the directional jump pads will be even cooler. And look, I know they were super broken when they first released, but smoke grenades are more useful than ever in Chapter 4. Now that we have zero build, next season could be a disaster. Think about it, they recently started designing the map so you could find cover without building, but in Chapter 1, there was open green space everywhere. Literally a sniper's paradise. And if we load back into that old map with zero build enabled, it'll be rough. I think a smoke grenade or the classic bush item could be a fix to that problem. But there's a feature that is 100% needed to make next season actually feel nostalgic, the original Hexagon Storm. Without it, would it really feel like Chapter 1 is back? OG Fortnite wasn't just about the map or the guns, the graphics played a huge role, and this old Storm design is an iconic part of that. Unless you're thinking, wait a second, we have already seen leaked footage of next season. It's all right here in this unreleased mini-map. Yeah, this post on Twitter got a lot of traction recently, and I can see why. It's part of the check the map emote in game, so this is an official image from the files. Well, let's look a little closer because it actually shows the Chapter 2 and 3 islands combined. Sadly, this isn't the leak everyone thinks it is. But what about the teaser from FNCS? As we know, Fortnite loves to drop news at their events, whether it was a Season X reveal at the World Cup or the Chapter 3 finale announcement at last year's FNCS. They love doing it, okay? This year, everyone expected a teaser only to see a crazy video circulating online. It's yet another leak that got thousands of views, but I gotta warn you, just cause something says hashtag PS5 share, it doesn't mean it's real. So of course, this one is fake. We'll only really know the full details of Season 5 once it releases on November 3rd. Hope you all enjoyed. It's been Tommy, keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.